Welcome to the Respectfully Great podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reed, and today we are going on our 58th episode. Yes, the title is called Autopay Your Living. Autopay Your Living. What does that sound like? Autopay, subscriptions, that type of thing, right? Today we talk about autopay living. It's kind of crazy, but we're going on our 58th episode. Super pumped, super static. Ideally, we just want to get this out as a disclaimer. We had a lot of technical difficulties today, but the resilient thing that we have done is just be resilient. We have shown up, and no matter how many attempts are trying to stop us, same thing that whatever's trying to stop you in your world, in your life, we still can be able to overcome because we are bigger than a problem. No problem is bigger than us because we are bigger than a problem. So once we continuously build ourselves up, there's nothing that will be coming our way or impede that will stop us. So I'm super pumped. I'm super static. Everybody that will see this in due time, I'm gonna give you guys a round of applause for sticking it out with us. There were so many people that were in and out the chats as we was going through the technical difficulties. But ideally, we're still going to deliver, and that's what we're here to do today. And for your discipline, for your continuous support, for your persistence, for your willingness to come and support another. You deserve a round of applause. Yeah. Yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. And it's a little bit different because it always go live. So we're actually going up on our 58th episode as we just stated. But I'm normally seeing the chat, seeing everybody kind of like interact. And they normally say that the pre-recorded are a little bit easier to do because you can mess up. But I'm still in a live mindset and doing these things on a whim scale, still following a rubric and a template in order to make sure that we stay on course. But I love to introduce new perspectives when they're new to me and just let the world know that hey, sometimes we're going to be faced with things unbeknownst to us, and we still got to be able to push through. So I want to be able just to share that with you guys, not for no other reason other than to let it be known that throughout your day, throughout your life, during the course of your life, there are going to be unwarranted things that happen. And this is what allow us to grow. These are the breeding grounds for growth. Everybody wants things to be pretty much perfect, but you don't get perfection without the flaw. You don't get perfection without going through the breeding grounds of trial and error, and then after that, then you get the trophy, you get the triumph, you get the victory. So ideally, today is a testament to that. Today is one of those things that we can go back on and reflect and say, hey, remember that time where we had to start, restart, start, restart, start, restart, do it over again, unplug, plug, unplug, plug back in, all of those things. And I think that it's a testament to who you are as a person. It's a testament to your character. It's a testament to your diligence to be able to get up, and after you fall, you be able to get yourself back up and pull yourself up by the bootstraps and start getting to work. And I think that I love being challenged in these areas. And I think that most of us at times feel a little bit fearful. We say that I'm scared to fail in front of the world. I'm scared to fail for oneself. I'm scared of what my environment may say. I'm scared of what the people in the near future may say. I'm scared of failure because I don't know if I'll be able to recover. I want to let you know that you always have room for growth. And these are the moments, these are the times where you'll be able to see who you are. There's some things that we all have to work out. And ideally, we're going to get there. But it may take trial and error. It may take unplug and replug. It may take, okay, turn this on, turn this off, do this and do that. It may happen, but we are human. And I want to give you the strength through the near future when you're coming up against difficult tasks. You can remember this moment and say, you know what? Hey, I remember what he or she had done. I remember this moment where things were delayed and things didn't go according to plan, but we still executed. And I want to have this episode today dedicated to the premise of never stopping, no matter what's going on. Today, we're talking about autopay living, but I want to dedicate it to the phrase or the quote per se that we're going to push through. We're going to not stop, no matter what's thrown in our way. We're not going to stop, and that's what it's going to be today. As an honorary thing, you know what? Before we do that, too, we have a great moderator in the building. So I want to give kudos, and I want her to speak for herself. So Miss Moderator, Lizzie, would you love to say something?
What's happening, y'all?
That's what I'm talking about. See, when there's one thing that happens, right? And you think, okay, we took a step back. Today was actually a step up. It was a step, it was a leap forward. We're trying some new things and implementing another moderator or Lizzie always been the moderator, but implementing the voice behind when I do this for a second, when I do this, hey, what'd you say? And you hear nothing, right? Now you'll be able to hear the voice. And I think these are moments where we can reflect and just learn how sometimes it's always a give and take. And then the next go around, we do more preparation, and then some things are out of our control. But at least we did our part. We did our due diligence, and I think that requires some vulnerability. You have to accept some level of vulnerability, understanding and knowing that everything may not be in your control, but you still have obligation to show up and do the part. We always talking about obedience over sacrifice. We just come up and we just do the thing no matter what the conditions are. It could be rain, sleet, hail, tornado. Those things will occur, right? But you being able to push through is going to make you so much resilient. So when difficult things happen in your life, you can remember those moments where you had to just pull yourself up by those bootstraps and say, let's get going. We're not letting nothing stop us here. We just did almost like a saging in the house prior to getting back on the live. And we say if there's any energies, any spirits, anything that's trying to stop us from proceeding, you will not be victorious, because we got an energy in here that we're going to continuously carry out with the mindset of victors, right? We're going to be victorious. And I appreciate Lizzie for that moment as well. Lizzie, I want to commend you for that too, because we know sometimes things can get frustrating, and you you may need that extra ear, the extra voice to say, "Let's go, we got this." And Lizzie say, "You know what? We're gonna do a quick saging the building, and we're gonna let the spirits, energies, frequencies, whatever is in the ether, got to get out of here. We're not playing those games, and we're gonna still proceed." So that's what we're doing today. Lizzie, once again, shout out to you, loved one.
Of course, baby.
Woohoo!
Hey, you gotta be a supporter. You gotta support your partner throughout everything, because that's what it is to be not only in a relationship, but it's one of the fundamentals of being in a relationship, friendship, whatever it is supporting your partner, no matter what.
Mm.
And I feel like once you support your partner, you grow into a bigger bond, because it's just like it shows that you're willing to go through the ups, the downs. We're gonna get from you start off small to end up getting big, and you look back like, remember, remember like this,
Remember
remember
that
like
time?
that, and believing in, like I said, your partner, your friend, and I feel like that is the biggest thing you can ever have. So that is my reason.
Super dope. Super dope. Let's jump into the premise of today, right? Um, Most people are paying for subscriptions. They don't even realize that they signed up for. Not with money, but with their time, energy, focus, and peace of mind. That's what's happening. Some people sign up for subscriptions. Certain things are auto pay. And it really wasn't with a financial thing. You didn't pay with payola. You didn't pay with no money. You didn't pay with no mugga, no munyan, the dollar, the coin, the crypto. We haven't paid with that. We paid for the subscription with our time, our energy, our focus, and our peace of mind. But I'm gonna show you something. Look at your habits. Look at your environment, your daily thoughts. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's not random. You've been consistently subscribed to something that's producing those results. Mm, mm. But today, we're going to uncover the hidden subscriptions controlling your health, wealth, mindset, and direction. And more importantly, how to unsubscribe and reclaim ownership of your life. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. We're going to reclaim ownership over our lives. This is what we're going to describe today. These are some of the things that we're going to go over within this podcast episode. What subscriptions really are beyond money, the hidden cost of what you're subscribed to, how to audit your life, and how to intentionally subscribe to a better future. Man, it's so powerful, so impactful. Those are the things that we're going to unpack, uncover, and we're going to really, really delve into, because as we all know, everybody is subscribed to something. And most people think it's just your emails that's ringing off. Some people just think it's the notifications that you're getting or the bell sounding off. Some people think it's just the subscriptions that you have on your favorite apps. But beyond that, your time, your energy, your mind is being subscribed to something, and your life is following it. Your life is following your subscriptions, whatever your whatever notifications are coming through and impeding your mind. That's what you actually attracted to. That's where your attention is at. And with that being said, how do we unsubscribe? How can we shift and pivot and subscribe to the right things? We have to do a clean sweep because sometimes our energy is being sucked up in different areas by different people, by different entities, by different environments, by people, places, and things. And to oneself, you feel like, man, this is regular, right? Just because it's common, that doesn't mean that it's correct. But we going through the motions every day. We don't feel no. We don't feel no backlash from it. We actually feel very, very comfortable. But we don't even know that we are paying a price. We are paying a premium price. Matter of fact, beyond the premium price, we may pay a price that we are unwilling to pay, and it may cost us time, money, energy, relationships, friendships, resources, opportunities. All of these things has a price attached to it. And depending on what you subscribe to, is going to affect your life. So the way that you are living, the way that you are seeing life, the way that everything is going on around you, it's not by happenstance. It's actually um, by choice, knowingly and unknowingly. Something you want to say, Lizzie?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, all right, no doubt, no doubt. I'm just making sure that we in tune because it's important. Absolutely.
Patience is the number one key when you're channeling through all that.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. Patience is very, very important. And we're going to discover some of these things within our segment today. Before we get too far down the rabbit hole, too far down the line, we have to do an honorary fit check. So let's do it really quick because I don't want to take too much of your time. So today, as you can see, we got the Paisley lime green bandana on. Super fire, super dope. I love to come with different aesthetics because it makes me feel like a different energy. Not a different person, but a person that's just really, really in his bag, right? And I think that everybody has a comfort zone or be able to get out their comfort zone or be able to introduce different elements that express or reflect who they are. And this is just a form of expression. And today I just decided to go with the Paisley print. That's how I'm feeling right here for the headwear. It doesn't stop there. As you can see, I got the baguettes on, not the spaghettis, the baguettes. These are sponsored by Elizabeth herself. She had went and brought me these a few years back. I like to highlight these things because I think these carry some sentimental value, as well as showing how aesthetically pleasing and taste of some of the air likes and some of the people and personnel that I'm around. Because I think the people that I'm around have a great taste. So I like what they like. Oftentimes, they introduce me to some things that really pique my interest. And these baguettes, not spaghettis, is one of those things that I love to display, give kudos to, and also show off another intrinsic side about your boy. We're not gonna stop there. Right here. Your boy right here gotta have an alien ring. You see me? Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, man. This right here is very, very sentimental. I love this ring right here. It's alien, as you can see, green eyes, etc. But this reminds me of not just being alienated, but being almost like an extraterrestrial, being someone that's thinking outside of the box, possibly being on another planet, but more or less getting out of that comfort zone, stretching it, saying, what, I'm gonna take the rocket ship to the next destination. I'm going to take that rocket ship to the next thought process of progress. I'm going to take that airplane, that rocket ship, or that spaceship, that aircraft, that UFO, that what they call it, the un something, right? You because they changed the terminology of UFO, right? They turned it to unidentified something, right? All good. Moderator, can you see the other terminology of not just UFO?
Identify anomalous phenomenon.
One more time. Unidentified,
Anomalous
anonymous
phenomenon.
phenomenon, anonymous phenomenon, unidentified anonymous phenomenon. That sounds like Babe How the Bobby Eats a Boy. Say that fast. That's what that sounds like, right? But yeah, you get our drift. You get our
It's
drift. So
UPA.
come on,
UAP.
UAP,
UAP.
UAP. That's what it was. I know it was something that was an abbreviation. I couldn't get the abbreviation out, but it's okay. It is okay, man. This is super dope. So primarily, this is where make sure that we there. This is where the rain comes into play. Ideally, we're not gonna stop there. You see the good bracelet game right here. Feel like a rocker. You feel me? I'm in my rocker bag. You dig? I just feel like a rock star today, man. That if you had to sum up the energy and the vibe today, just rock star vibe. You feel me? I feel like I'm Jimi Hendrix or something, man. Give me a guitar, man. I might play you something. You dig? Give me a guitar, I might play you something. But overall, man, I'm pumped. I'm ecstatic, and this reminds me of um moments to be appreciative, moments to take initiative, moments to embrace the moment. I learned something the other day, excuse me, and I wanted to have a conversation with some of my loved ones around it. And I came across something on the Instagram, and I saved it, looking at it, watching it, and then whatever. When I feel like things come to uh your pages and stuff, I just don't think these things happen by accident. But the guy was talking about looking up the definitions of past, present, future. And we actually was talking about this inside of our comfort zone, inside of the home with loved ones. And we were talking about those definitions. And Elizabeth, if you don't mind, can you look up future and read the definition of future for me?
Future.
Future. Because I want you guys to be able to get the whole drift, right? Not just from what I'm saying, but we can hear where we going with this conversation, and you guys will be able to have a better idea and understanding of what we talking about and what we pretty much embody on this platform of Respectfully Great.
I said future
Yep.
is the indefinite time period yet to come, representing events or states that will occur after the present.
Keywords right there. After the present. So remember that. If we're gonna sum this whole thing up, when we think about future, think about after the present. Can you please read me the definition of past? Is that a possibility?
For $4.99.
499. We're gonna check this out on 499.
Pass. Past refers to time that has already occurred or elapsed before the present moment.
Okay, so simply, we're gonna put this in layman's terms. It means that an occurrence that happened before the present. So we have two definitions, right? An occurrence that happens after the present, which is future, and then another occurrence that happens before the present, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Can you read me the present? So we have two definitions so far: occurrences for the future, occurrences happening after the present, and we have the past, which is happenings or occurrences that's happening before, prior to the present moment.
Present refers to the current time, something existing now, being in a specific place or a gift.
Simply, in layman's terms, the present means the current time, right? So we're thinking about these things. When we're thinking about our lives and we want to say things for me I want to happen in the future, right? We say these things of I want these things to happen in the future. Oftentimes our timelines be a little bit off, right? What do I mean by this? I mean that oftentimes when people say the future, they're referring to way down the line. They're thinking about things way down the line. But if you read the definition, it simply says the occurrence of events that happens after the present. They didn't say how long after the present. They simply said that an occurrence that will happen after the present. That means that 1 minute past is considered the future. 10 minutes past, the present is considered the future. 3, 4 years from that present moment is considered the future. As we all know it, same thing that we talking about when it comes to past, a lot of us kind of use our past almost like a handicap. We say that, hey, I grew up like this. I've seen life like that. I grew up in this type of environment. I subscribe to this type of philosophy. I have this type of mindset on autopay. You're not going to change how I think or how I see the world. We thinking about the past as how long ago that I've done the thing because all of the years of buildup, that's just how life rolls. But we also know that anything after the anything prior to the present moment is considered the past. So we can say that 1 minute ago is considered the past. We can say 10 minutes ago is considered the past. 1 year ago is considered the past. 15 years ago is considered the past. This brings to the very point of the present. We often shift our mindsets based on what's going to happen in the near future and what transpired in the past. But we often ignore what's happening in the present. See, the present is most important because it's what you do in that moment that's going to change the outlook on the past and also going to change the trajectory of what's happening next in the future. See, I used to talk about this um, throughout our episodes, right? About how we can change the past. This is a this is a great explanation on that premise. How do I change the past? By simply changing what you do in the moment. Let me say that one more time. How do I change what transpired in the past? By simply changing what you do in the moment. We didn't say how long in the past that you had occurrences that you still got to hold on to. Because as we stated 1 minute ago, it's considered the past. So you can actually rewrite what's going on in the past by what you do in the moment. Let them cook. Let them cook. How you change your future. The things that have yet to be seen or saw by what you're doing in the present. Your future is predicated on what you do in the moment because it changes the trajectory of what's going to happen in the near future. Let them cook. Let them cook. The beauty of life. These are some of the things that we learn. These are some of the things that I love to expound on because it makes me think about where I'm at in my life. I was one of those personnels that subscribed to some of the wrong philosophies. And I said, I've done some mistakes in the past. My record is going to restrain me from getting quality jobs. Oh, my record is not going to allow me to have such and such licenses. Oh, my record is not going to open up doors and opportunities for me because people are going to look at me as a bad guy. Mm-mm. I figured out that what I do in that moment changes all of that. Your character, how you build yourself up. See, I had a choice. So do you. Every day you have a choice. You can subscribe to what transpired in the past, or you can rewrite the narrative in the present. I don't know what's going on in the future. My future isn't bright. The teacher said this, the my family said that, my relationship said this. I would never amount to X, Y, and Z. How dare them or they speak of that tongue? How dare them or they speak of that tongue? Because we know who has the power to change all of that no one else has control over. You. How do you change that? By what you do in the moment. You don't just you don't subscribe to what they have planned for you in the future. And when I say they, I mean that anybody opposed of who you are and what you stand for and what you're trying to excel to and towards, the things that you try to magnetize towards you, the things that you want to amount to, the things that you want to surpass, the great things that you want to embody. Who? Them, there, they? Who? Are the walls talking? Who's going to define your future? You, by what you do in the moment. Every day we have opportunity, but we miss out on it because we love to play those stereotypical things, stereotypical games. Hey, I was born like this. I was born like that. I was born into that family. I was born in that environment. I come from low income, high income, whatever. Or I dealt with different vices, or I came from this type of family, so I got to uphold these type of morals and belief systems. Everything is required for further research. So just because you was told or taught a thing, I think it's always a great thing to always research that with further research and then challenge that belief system, challenge that thought, challenge that status quo of what people say that you can't amount to. How about we challenge that? How do we challenge those things? By what we do in a moment. I don't know what to do. How about you do something today? How about you do something now? How about we start subscribing to the belief system that you want to have and the belief system that you want to carry? This is where things start to change in your life. It may not be instant, but there's something that's going to spark in that moment. You are actually rewriting the history, past, present, future. You are rewriting it in the moment because what you do right now is going to affect the future, and how you actually detail what's going on in the present writes a different script for the past. Once I started to understand this, I stopped trying to be or I stopped subscribing to the victimhood mindset. I had a conversation earlier to where I had to get back in that same thinking box because I started to look around and say, okay, it's everybody but me. People don't do X, Y, and Z for me. Oh, victimhood? Sounds like victimhood. Now, why do you do things? Are you doing it with the pure intentions? Why are you doing what you're doing, even for the loved ones, for people, for your business, for all of these things? Why are you doing it? Do you have a premise? See, what I started to understand, I heard this from another personnel. They said, yo, I'm in the people business. So that means if you're in the people business, you got to be able to accept people. Yes, I may go out there and get the coin, but the people come first. Yes, I may go out there and go into this different job uh, uh, venture or a different job environment or with different business ventures. Why am I there? Is it solely for the money, opportunity? I'm in there for the people. What can you offer? Jim Rome said that if you help enough people get what they want, you eventually get what you want. So we have to learn how to serve to a higher level, serve oneself, serve your higher self, serve your higher self. Be able to pass that energy forward. How can somebody accept you and be a servant if you're not at your top notch? If you're not working towards that? How great can you be for someone else if you're showing up as the mediocre you? How great can you add to someone else's life if you're showing up as the mediocre you or the poor you? Poor meaning not financial. We're talking about poor mindset you. What if you come to them with the best gift that you can give anybody, which is being the best version of yourself? How about we unpack that gift, the gift that's under that tree or put to the side or whatever celebratory things that's going on in the moment? How about we unpack that thing and what you came to offer with, or what you came to offer them with, is the best version of you. Who can benefit from you being the best version of you? Not only you, the world can, because you're going to offer something that most people um, have a hard time amounting to because we are caught up in different subscriptions. What I mean by that, we have different people in our emails that we're attracted to. So we living out someone else's dreams because they got our attention. So we are advertised to as a walking billboard, like, hey, grab him, her, grab them over there because their attention is needed. I want their attention. I'm gonna suck them in with the vice. I'm gonna get them with the money. I'm gonna get them with the gambling. You know, it's funny, right? No pun intended. There's a rapper. Not gonna name names because I'm not really with the, if it's naming personnel for pretty much the wrong things in my eyes, or just the push somebody when they down. I'm not really for that, but I use some of these scenarios as learning curves. So there's a rapper, has money, um, addicted to gambling, right? And behind him gambling, owing a debt, he ended up getting um, shot, right? So you would think, at what point would it take for someone to stop something that's causing more detriment and harm to themselves and and people that love them, right? Because that's a scare, not only for the person. Somebody's life could have been taken because something behind the bullet takes lives, right? The bullet takes lives. So long story short, this individual, after getting um, shot over money and gambling things, a few days later, where is that person back at? In the casino, gambling. So I say to myself, there are some habits, there are some subscriptions that we are subscribed to that are very, very hard to unsubscribe to. Because a lot of times, some of these subscriptions, similar to habits, go unnoticed. How about when you have that gym membership that you signed up 5 years ago and you only been to the gym X amount of times? You like, man, is it worth it? But you set it and forget it. You forgot that you signed up for it. What about that app that says, hey, let me get your information in order to get 10% off, 5% off? And then that vendor, that person, that merchant, that merchandiser has your information. And then before you know it, you're getting spammed out the world. But you're also getting targeted because you're getting advertised towards. And then before you know it, you say, I had no interest in eating ice cream today because I'm on a diet. But you're getting fed ice cream, chunky monkey, whatever they got out there, right? You like, oh, I want the ice cream. I want the ice cream. And then before you know it, you're walking down to the grocery store and you're picking up some ice cream. Hey, what about that new toy, that new motorcycle, that new bike, that new game system, that new X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be that grab your attention? How about if we so much subscribe to it, so engulfed in it, that it goes unnoticed? How is that dictating and turning our lives in directions that we don't even want to go in? And this makes me think about how many things that we have on autopay. The autopay is not just financial. The autopay is your attention. What are you tuned into? What is who has your email? What has your email address? What has your information that is hindering you from getting to that next level? Who has your mind? Who has your attention? Who has your focus? These things make me wonder about how I move forward in my life and how I show up in other people's lives. How can I go and offer um, sound advice, sound wisdom, sound decision making, discernment? How can I offer someone some level of prudence and I can't figure out for oneself what is my left from my right because I'm kind of like intertwined between emails and spam. I'm searching for the right one, but I have 1,000 in my inbox. I gotta find for the right subscription that I gotta unsubscribe to, but it's so much going on. So I think we need to do a clean sweep and start to follow and subscribe to the things that's for a promising future or a future towards the outcome of what you want to experience. There's so many things that I think about when it comes to um, how we move in the society that we're moving in today. Everything is an app, a download, a frequency, an energy, a awareness thing. Where's our direction at? Where's our awareness? What are the habits that we are doing redundantly in the moment that's affecting the past and the future? We have to stop putting our energy and onus on everybody else and say, you know what, today's the day that I unsubscribe. Today's the day I unsubscribe. And that means just actually centering oneself. That's saying, you know what, let me just close off the outside noise, signal to noise ratio. Let me just close out the distractions and actually subscribe to me, meaning you. Subscribe to what's going on in your life. For me, when I hear information about what's going on across the world, I love people, and good, bad, or indifferent. I want everybody to experience life for the better, no matter what the situation is. But I also know I don't have the power to control other people's lives and what they're interested in. Only thing I can do is just show it the best version of me, and hopefully that could be enough for somebody else to make a sound decision in their life to do better. Simply, I can't force, possibly influence negatively or positively, but I know I want to do it for the better. So I actually have to go with the best intentions and make sure I have my moral compass intact. Because if I subscribe to those old ideologies about, hey, can't nobody say nothing to me because somebody say something to me, I'm gonna go upside their head. You think if I took that same energy and I didn't do a self audit, and I didn't evaluate, where does that mindset come from? I didn't challenge that. How can I go to someone else and say, anytime somebody cross you, knock them upside the head? You think that's the best version of me? I don't think so. But what if I didn't unsubscribe to that mindset and I held on to that subscription? What if I held on to the subscription of being an a-hole? There's a personnel that I know, and he prides himself on being the perfect a-hole, because he says it himself, not me. It's not Johnny Words. This is what he says himself. He said, I love being the perfect a-hole. And I questioned, well, why? I just asked why, curiosity. And the response is like, ah, I just don't want nobody saying nothing to me. And I'm like, well, you don't emphasize communication. You don't have an open door policy. Of course, nobody want to be a doormat, just walked over. But I'm saying, well, how do you get the things in your life that you know, want to experience? Because it's clearly you have to depend on some other personnel to get some of the things that you want, right? I've seen this individual travel. She's using this as an example, but he traveled on a plane before. So him having to not directly have a relationship with the pilot, he had to have enough trust in the airlines to get him to and from safely. So when he has that, I don't want nobody to tell me nothing. I see a contradicting. I see a contradictory. I see something right there that's, may not be rooted in truth all the way. And this is no slight to the personnel. All I'm saying is that when I evaluate these things, it made me think about what's going on in my life, because there's certain areas of my life where I have a don't say nothing to me type policy that I have to constantly challenge and get in check, because if I don't be told anything, where do I learn at? I know that I don't have all of the answers. So what I need to do is tune in and subscribe to the right things and challenge my own belief systems. Because ideally, if I'm not where I want to be at in my life, there's information that I'm missing. There's something that I'm subscribed to that's taking up the room for another subscription to get on the right track. There's something else that's in place that I need to unsubscribe to in order to make room for the new subscription in my life. And I constantly do this all day, just doing self audits and evaluating, because I start to understand more about me, which is most important. And I start to understand more about other people, because there are points of time where I was a people pleaser. I did everything just for everybody. And in my heart, I didn't want to do it. Fully transparent. Sometimes I did these things because I was loyal to a fault in my mind. But also I learned over time that, hey, don't do nothing if you don't have the intentions on wanting to do the right thing. Sometimes you feel like you're just dragging your feet through the motions. I know where I'm at in my life. I want to be involved in things that I'm actually um really, really interested in. Not for fake, but for real, right? Not just for a facade, not for someone else's opinion. I want to really, really be involved in things that fulfill me, and want to be, and also the experience that I want to carry out and get fulfillment from. So in the midst of me doing this, I have to, you know, figure out what is it that I want for my life. And if I can't figure out what's going on, maybe there's some other things that's flooding the inbox. Maybe there's some things in there that I have to just reevaluate, because I know that me being the people pleaser, it didn't fulfill, it wasn't fulfilling. And then I was also the other personnel beyond the people pleaser. Don't tell me anything. There's no more room for another subscription because I already held on to that other I held on to that auto pay subscription. I already held on to the old one saying, don't tell me nothing. So when you say that, there's no more room for growth because I got all the answers. And clearly I don't, because I'm not experiencing the life the way I want to the level I want to do it. Of course, I'm appreciative, thankful, all of those things. But I know there's more room for growth. So I don't want to stop here because I know there's another ladder, there's another level that I can go out there and acquire an amount. There's another level of not just financial success, there's another level of having a peace of mind. There's another level of peace that I want to acquire, because I know there are points at times where that internal peace was disturbed because I haven't found it. So what I'm saying is whatever you want to have in your life, no matter what it is, there's another level to that. You can be content, you can be complacent, you can be appreciative. All of those things are fine and dandy because they are subjective. They're on a person to person basis. But I'm just saying to myself, for me, I want, I want, I want what I want, but I want it to the point where I can give it to other people. I want more of what I have, so I'll be able to give it to other people. I was reading something in Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and he was given a scenario about his daughter being at a birthday party, and him being a renowned speaker, teaching behavioral things when they go to these other hosting these events, and she's a motivational individual, and she's a person that's just in the field of behavioral science and understand this thing to a T about human interactions, etc. And he said that he went to his own home because his daughter had a birthday party and she had all of her friends there. And he said with having his daughter there, he noticed when he walked through the door, all the kids were surrounding her and he wanted to play with her toys. But she had her toys clutched like this. She had her toys like this. Stay away, get away. I don't want nobody to have it. Now get away from me. Ah. So she fanning everybody off. So the father said that to him, he was caught up in his own mind because he felt like, man, this is an embarrassment. Here it is that I'm teaching behavioral. I got a degree in college, and I got degrees in behavioral science, and I'm supposed to know all of these things about human behavior. And here it is, my daughter at 3 years old doesn't know how to share. So he said he went and he approached his daughter because he's embarrassed beyond his daughter. He said that he went to the daughter and said, "Hey, babe, can you please share with the other kids?" He said his daughter was like, "No." He was like, "Okay." Right? Swallowed his pride a little bit. He said, "Okay, babe, if you share with the other kids, I give you a piece of gum." She says, "I don't want gum. Get away." Father's looking around, sweating. What do I do now? He says, "Okay, if you don't share with the other kids, I'm going to take your toys." "No, you're not. No, I don't want to share." He's really sweating now. Now he says he went from that point to actually being authoritative and say, "Give me your toys, or you're not doing anything." The daughter says no again. He finally got to the point where he stripped his daughter away of the toys, gave them to the other children, and his daughter is there at her own birthday party, crying, etc. Ba, 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 ba. So now he said in the moment, he's thinking about the situation, and he said, "Oh my gosh, I handled this terribly." I'm like, okay, where he's going with this. So he says that the other kids has his daughter's toys. His daughter's at the birthday party, her own birthday party, crying, and he's trying to find a solution to the problem. He said what he learned and discovered is that in that moment, him even having the degrees and the background in behavioral science, he missed out on a key component. And that was literally um, recognizing and letting it be known that before people can give things away, they have to feel like they have some level of ownership first. I thought about that. What do you mean by that? He says before anybody can give a thing away, they have to feel like they have a level of ownership. He said that with his daughter open up the new toys, she haven't felt like she owned them long enough before she was able to give them away. I thought about that. I'm like, wow, that's super profound. I heard this not only from there, I heard something from Charleston White. He said that there's some things in our systems that we got to get out when people just come in contact with money. He's saying that from his experience, and you've seen this in certain communities at all times, before we can uh, do for another personnel, we have to get all of our desires almost out of our system. And one personnel would say, man, that's impossible. How could you get all of your desires out the way? But if a personnel is fortunate enough to acquire some level of wealth where they can buy, right, whatever it is that they need, their desires, right? Once they fulfill their desires, then at that point, they no longer hold that desire um, high on a totem pole. I hear this so many times that once you acquire a thing, you don't have the same level of uh, appreciation sometimes for the thing. You got it now, and it's like, oh, okay, I got it, but it doesn't mean as much. I hear this from a lot of personnel. A lot of times once we acquire the thing, we have no problem giving it away because we already felt like we own it. I'm like, whoa, I felt that in my life when I heard it from the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Then I heard it from Charleston White, and then I reflect on the moments in my life where I felt the same way, where once I acquire a thing and I said, okay, I got this out of my system, I no longer want to hold on to it with my near and dear life. I have no problem giving it away. It taught me something. It taught me that in order to give something else away, you have to have some level of ownership. And it doesn't have to be materialistic. In order to give somebody else peace, you got to find peace. In order to give somebody love, you have to have love. In order to give somebody um, care and concern, you have to possess care and concern within oneself first. Everything starts with self. When I evaluated this, it was like a light bulb that went off in my mind. I'm like, acquire the thing, be the thing, be the thing. And then I can offer the same thing to the world because I already possess it. I already possess it. Since I already have it, I can give it away. Most people try to give things that they don't have. And ideally, not talking from a materialistic perspective, I'm saying that people want to share some of these sentiments, but they're not really rooted in having that. Meaning that if you say that, hey, I'm striving for a better tomorrow, but you get up every day and you just sit on the television and flick the television, no pun intended to anybody. What I'm saying is that how you say that you want a better tomorrow, but you unwilling to do the work. That's what I'm saying. Everything that we do requires a level of work. You want love, you got to work for the love. You want to have patience, you have to work for patience. You have those other needs, wants, vices, whatever it may be. Those things are going to require a level of work. And how you actually do your day-to-day work, whatever habits that you have, whatever vices that you have is going to carry over. Whatever you subscribe to is going to feed you your future or keep you stagnated in the position that you're already in. And there will be no growth, maybe even disorder and chaos, entropy. So sometimes it's not just about what we want to subscribe to. It's about getting rid of some of the subscriptions that we already have, letting go of some of those things that's in our inbox that are not needed. We don't need those things. We may feel like if we don't have them, or some we don't have, if someone else don't have our attention, we're not important. Sometimes you can feel like if such and such, this place, this person, this thing, this environment don't have my attention, then I'm not important. We don't understand that they're seeking you because you are important. Nobody hits your DM for no reason. They want your attention. They know the importance of you. And these are the things that we got to constantly remind ourselves of where our value come from, intrinsically, internally. There are situations that I've experienced as of recently, loved ones, family members, friends going through troubling things intrinsically. It's a fight because the outwardly things that they are subscribed to are pulling them in every direction. And this is where I'm saying, you know what, I have to do my due diligence to be better because I'm yearning to help, but I can't help no one else if I can't help oneself. So I have to do the work. I can't sit at home and just flick the television and expecting a promising tomorrow because it's work. There's work that's required. This podcast episode number 58, they had 8 attempts on stopping us. And here it is, still proceeding, still being resilient, still getting up, dusting off the shoulders. Understand there are things, people, places, things, powers that be that don't want to see the new subscription because we subscribe to another philosophy, a newer one, a new improved one. We let go of the not doing philosophy. We subscribe to the doing philosophy and it's working. Yes, the other personnel, people, places, or thing may not appreciate it, but that's not their judge. That's not to say. It's about the intrinsic things that you are building up to be. Because we can't offer that same level of discipline if we don't do the disciplinary things every day. If we don't get up and do the work, how can we teach or tell someone else to go do the work? We don't know we don't know the price that they may pay. But if you're doing the work, you know what comes with it. And it doesn't just come with a financial thing. It comes with a mental price that you have to pay. The drowning of the mental fog, the mental beatdown, the drainage, all of those things may encompass and come into oneself that want to deter you from that ideal goal that you want to reach. But we have to figure out what we're going to do in a moment to change the trajectory in the future. So what we was already subscribed to in the past, we can let go of that. How do we shape that? How do we get around things that will allow us to be subscribed to a new thing? Signal to noise ratio. Sometimes we have to block and unsubscribe to those other things that's going on around us. Unsubscribe to the conversations that don't push the agenda forward. Unsubscribe to the game of the athletes in the NBA, NFL, baseball, whatever, because those individuals don't pay my bills. They're living their lives doing their expertise. More power and kudos to them. But what they doing on that television is not impacting my home to put more money in my pocket. Ideally, I think I can go to the apps and I can go bet on them. But who's going to win? Who hasn't? Who? Somebody tell me who hasn't lost a bet in their life. I need to find that person. But every person that I'd seen went out there and took chances and gambled. He took some losses. But for me, that loss isn't a calculated loss because I can't predict what layup that person gonna make. I don't know what throw that other person is going to catch. I don't know what home run that person is going to hit. I can't predict that. I'm not Nostradamus, right? I can't tell the future in that aspect. I'm just saying that ideally, there's certain things that's out of my control. So the things that I can control, what's going on with oneself, I have more belief and faith in doing those things daily because I can see a result from that. I can actually get real time results. And we said, well, you don't see the fruit of your labor. Nah, what I did was I grew levels of discernment. I became prudent. I became more wise. I was able to have higher levels of agency, just simply being able to make a decision, deciding in a moment. You know how much power there is in just simply being able to make a decision, having high agency, strength. Most people looking to the left and the right or social media or some type of app to make a decision for them. Imagine that. Imagine you putting all of your decision making in someone else's hands. How would your life end up? Think about this. If everybody's yearning for your attention that's in your inbox and you're subscribed to say 10 different individuals, you got 10 different individuals, all got different agendas, and they want a part of you. So imagine you being pulled in 10 different directions with someone else's agenda. Does that sound like confusion to me, to you? I know it sounds like confusion to me. But what if you were subscribed to one email? You had one auto. That's you. Yeah, one auto pay. Yeah, one subscription. And you subscribing to be a better version of you. How would that outcome proceed in the near future? What would that future look like? Being subscribed to 10 different people with different agendas or subscribe to the better version of you every day? Which one you think is going to win in you getting to a level of fulfillment in your life? See, everybody else may get a piece of you and you're fulfilling their obligation. They got your attention. So you're missing out on you in the process. Missing out on you in the process. You're giving 10% to everybody or 9 people, right? Or say 10. Imagine you give 10% to everybody else's agenda and you have zero left for you. But what if you gave all 100% of your subscription to you being a better version of yourself? What would that outcome look like? What would that look like? Powerful. Before we go forward, let me ask Lizzie. Hey, Lizzie, do you think it's time for a commercial?
Of course, it's time for a commercial.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do right now. We'll be back in a moment. Just hold on tight to your seats, and we'll be back with
Quick
word from our
intermission.
sponsors. Thank you. Let's go. Peace, beloveds. Thank you for tuning in to the Respectfully Great podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reed, and I appreciate your continuous support. Do you know that over 80% of the people that watch our channel aren't subscribed? By subscribing to our channel, you give us the opportunity to bring on more guests to add more value to our channel. To join our growing community, head over to respectfullygreat.com, sign up for our email list to get exclusive updates on empowering blogs, as well as the latest and greatest in Respectfully Great fashion. Once again, it's nothing but big love, and we value your commitment. Man, we want to thank you so much, man. You guys have been wonderful for staying with us. You can just like, share, subscribe, thumb up the video, do all of those good things, man. I think it's important that we notify, well, not notify, it's important that we state these things because it helps push out the algorithm. So if there's something that you're interested in, if you feel like someone else can benefit from the information, share it. Let somebody else know about the information, about the conversation that we're having today, and let it be known that we can subscribe to a newer channel with more intrinsic value that you can gain from it. So I think by us sharing these episodes, the channel, thumbing it up, we boost up the algorithm. And I think and I commend you for your time and your energy continuously because I think it's important to notice that everybody that's here, because we're doing this as a collective, right? It's just a platform to where we all can voice our opinion and get out and seek challenges for a better tomorrow. Because we're working on oneself so we can be able to serve at a higher level. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, right? Let's jump into some of these. This is something that we didn't cover really quick. Talk about wealth, mindset, some of those things. Trap, conditioning, like that. The life audit. Talked about that. Subscribing. We covered a lot. Definitely covered a lot. Before we go there though, I like this one. Let's talk about this, right? Intentional subscriptions, right? Intentional subscriptions, right? Some words be like tongue twisters for me, blah 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 blah, right? The rebuilding phase, right? You don't just unsubscribe, you replace. So there's a thing that when people build up habits, I think it's The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. I think in that book, I can't remember. I think it is. Yes, in Charles Duhigg book, the not The Power of Habit. That's The Power. Yeah, the power of no is Charles Duhigg book is um Charles Duhigg, Duhig, Duig, something like that. Charles Duhigg, I think it's The Power of Habit, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know Charles Duhigg book. You could
D
put
U, what was it?
Duhigg, Duig, Duhigg,
Or DUH?
Duh. Charles Duhigg. I think his book is called The Power of Habit.
The Power of Habit.
All right, so I just want to put that on record to make sure that we on court. Thank you, Lizzie, for your unwavering support and love.
No, you're very
Great
welcome.
moderator. She's a great moderator, guys. Great moderator. Um, yeah. So in that book, I remember reading a portion where he was talking about how people build up habits, and he got to a point where he was saying that the conditioning from smoking over the years, um, there's is a phase that you have to go through in order to break that habit. And one of the ways that you break the habit in the habit loop, right? Um, you have to replace the habit with something else. So he was talking about the portion where um the habit of smoking, he found out that in order to break the habit of smoking, you had to replace the actual activity of smoking with something else. In the book, they replaced the habit of smoking with chewing gum. So every time that the personnel, whoever was addicted to smoking, whether it was after a great meal, whether it was after some event, whether it was just getting away with stress, and in order to replace, in order to kick the habit of smoking, every time you thought that you wanted to smoke or felt the urge to smoke, popped in a piece of chewing gum. And over time, they found out that this was an effective method by replacing that bad habit with a better one. This makes me thinking about this makes me think about intentional subscriptions. You just don't unsubscribe. You replace new subscriptions, learning, health routines, discipline systems, vision driven environments, self-awareness. You don't rise by accident. You subscribe your way into a better life. You subscribe you subscribe your way into a better life. You subscribe your way into a better life. I like that. I like that. Um, for anybody else out there, what are some of the things, just posing the question, right? What are some of the things that has your subscription? Curiosity. I would love to know when you put them in the chat. Please let me know. You can put them put them down below because I want to know what are the things that you are pretty much bound by, and are they serving you at the highest level? Because who knows, there may be some subscriptions that you're subscribed to that are actually enhancing your livelihood for whatever reason, right? Who knows? I don't know. But I also want to know what subscriptions for better and what subscriptions are the ones that are keeping you stagnated. Excuse me. What subscriptions do you have that are hindrances, keeping you down at the bottom, having sandblock motions, running in the same place, treadmill motion, going nowhere fast? What are those subscriptions like? Just curiosity. Um, Everybody is subscribed to something. The question is it building you or billing you? Everybody is subscribed to something. The question is it building you or is it billing you? Before you look at your bank statement, look at your life statement because that's where the real changes and the real charges show up. Before you look at your bank statement, look at your life statement, because that's where the real changes and charges show up. We all pay a price. Some can be a very high premium. Oh man. Some is like emptying the pockets in the wallet, emptying the bank account. A high ticketed item, high price ticket item. Some subscriptions you get a bang for your buck. You got more than what you subscribe for. You led with love, you got back love, patience, trust, loyalty. You subscribe to one of those, you got back 5. Or you can subscribe to thievery. And on top of that, you got hate, dislike, bad vibes, negative energy. That's a high ticket item. It's costing you more money, y'all. And it's really the intentional subscription. It's costing you that. It's causing you intrinsic and intentional subscriptions that's allowing you to be pulled in every direction. And that right there costs you more than what you subscribe for. Some other subscriptions, you get a bang for your buck. When you lead with your heart. When you sign up to say, you know what, I'm gonna give my heart, I'm gonna give my energy, I'm gonna give my love, I'm gonna give my patience, I'm gonna give my discipline. Sometimes that comes with a package bundle. Sometimes that comes with a package bundle. Hey, buy one, get 3 for free. Lizzie. Hold on, Lizzie. Do you like that? Buy one, get 3 for free. You heard?
I was a package bundle.
Package bundle. Ooh, she said she was a package bundle. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Buy one, get 3 for free, baby. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh man, it's been a powerful build. Ultimately, ultimately, um, today was one of those days that um broke us out of our comfort zone, and it was by design. Nothing happens by happenstance. I'm a firm believer of things happening the way they're supposed to, good, bad, or indifferent, because I think there are messages that are hitting within everything and within every experience. I believe that when somebody crossed your path, it was a purpose. We don't know that maybe that person stopped in front of you abruptly may prevent an accident up ahead. We don't think along those terms. Maybe we say, okay, hey, with a lady dropping her groceries and you decide to help pick that up, may have you come past an opportunity or somebody come and say, hey, you know what? I like that nice gesture. Are you willing to, are you able to lift more than 50 pounds? You say, yeah, I got some side work for you. Do you want to come on and, be able to get this extra work? Might put some money in your pocket just off the gesture of you showing love and care and concern for another personnel. Sometimes we don't know or can predict what's going to happen in the near future. It just takes the present moment of having high levels of discernment, having agency, having prudence in the moment that will propel you to heights that you couldn't even see for oneself. So it's very, very important to be intentional with who you are and what you stand for and what you want to be. Because we know that there's going to be a price that's paid for it. Some of them may be hidden costs that we don't even know. Some of them may be the big bang for your buck. Who knows? Only thing that you can control is you. And ultimately, this is what we expound about today. We're going to continue to push forward and making sure that we do our job, because What's better than you being the best version of yourself? What's better than you showing up as the best version for someone else? You're a gift. And we here to remind each other that we all are gifts and we can be packaged the right way and be an offering, acts of servitude. We can add to somebody else's life, to our lives. We can be, you know, we can be so much greater and better once we understand our premise and purpose and we create that. So every day that we come up, every week that we, sit down and build and have these dialogues, primarily it's about getting to the better. And my brother Ronnie Ruggiero said, it's about getting to the better. And ideally, we're gonna continuously push in that direction. I want to say we thank you today. We are appreciative. We are grateful. Today was a learning curve for us. Together as a collective, even having the diligence and the patience to seek um, more, not stopping, getting up once you get pushed down, resilience. It was a lot of things that transpired today as a reminder that the job has to get done and it's predicated on what you're willing to do. We can do something or do nothing. We can subscribe or unsubscribe. Our inboxes can be flooded with nothing but distractions, or we can do an unsubscription and only get focused on the intrinsic, intentional value subscription, what is you, the best version of you. Today has been a powerful build. It's been an appreciative one. It's been a learning one. And I feel that it was divine. This happened divinely. It didn't happen by happenstance. This was on purpose. This was intentional. Today was intentional. And whenever you come across um this feed at some point or another, that's what the intention as well. It didn't happen for no reason. So I just want to be a constant reminder for us as a collective that we can continuously be great amidst of the confusion, in the midst of the not knowing. All of these things are breeding grounds for us to be a better version than we were the day before. Um, is there a word or something, Liz, you want to take us out with?
Is there a word?
Is there a word or something? Anything that you have on your mind that you want to say before we get up out of here?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for tolerating me
Ah,
and my
woo-hoo.
voice behind the scene.
All good. All good.
But just grateful to be in this opportunity in this world. I think as just connecting to this live, when you start changing your environment and changing what you allow to come in, I feel like everything can change around you. And it's just finding the right group, the right thing to get into. And like they said, subscribe to it and continue to do it and continue to learn and have the right positive attitude. And, the past is the past. You can't rewind the past. You can't do anything. All you can do is look forward and continue to look forward. Like a valuable thing you said, if you really think about it, 2 minutes from now, when the clock hits a minute, the past is just the past is yesterday, the future is now. So it's like
Absolutely.
as you go, you just got to change into a better person. But I want to say thank you for this opportunity, thank you for just everything in general. Beyond blessed, and pretty soon we have something special coming for you.
For sure.
And everybody's gonna find out. Everybody is gonna see. I'm looking forward for it. I'm super hyped, super pumped for it. So I hope everybody has a blessed ending of the night, the week, the day, and blessings.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Man, nothing else can be better said than that. So we are signing out with the words of Lizzie. And we see you next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Whether it be some mishaps or some technical difficulties, we're still going to get the job done. So we will see you next week, respectfully, on the Respectfully Great podcast for episode 59, closing out episode 58.